Santa Caterina, this. A Caterina.
Huh?
This is Santa Caterina ring.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
From Father Pablo.
Thank you.
It's the most beautiful, it's a very early cross, because the cross wasn't the very, at least in the West, I don't know about it, wasn't the very earliest Christian symbol. And the texts are from about Moses and the burning bush, the presence of the one true God, and also the reception of the Ten Commandments. So it's a most beautiful piece.
Well, like
I'm not really quite sure, but it'll certainly go into a prominent place. So it's only
really
made.
lovely.
My good friend here helped me. I didn't have enough in notes, so he loaned me the money to make it.
And you see Moses taking off his sandal,
Yes.
and Moses receiving the Ten Commandments, and then on this is the glory of God, and on one hand, the hand of God is a symbol of blessing, which is a symbol that he's speaking with Moses,
Yes.
and on the other hand, he's giving Moses the tablets of the law.
Wonderful. That's 6th century.
We don't have 6th century chalices. That's the one thing we have.
I think
from the
I
6th century.
exaggerated. I said the 6th. Very good. Of the development of human beings, there's evidence of religion, of a respect for the mighty powers of nature, a recognition of just how powerless we are, for example, against sickness or climatic misfortune or war or something like that. So the whole history of the world was radically changed with the announcement, the revelation that there is only one God. Now that started with Abraham, but probably with a lot of the followers of Abraham, whatever about Abraham himself, they were inclined or tempted to believe that there were other gods, but the God of Abraham was the most powerful. It's like our football teams. We might choose a football team and we say ours is the best. So we are followers of the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. And then here we had a new spectacular development, a new stage in the revelation, particularly here at Sinai, with the revelation of God, the one true God, the only God, in the burning bush. And the bush continued to burn and was not destroyed. It's a magnificent symbol of the furnace of love, which is God himself. And traditionally also it has been a symbol of Theotokos, of the bearer of divinity, the Mother of God, as we call her in the West, Mary. Because like an old Irish Australian lady said, what's in the cat comes out in the kitten. And if Jesus was a great man, we can be sure that his mother was a great woman, a woman of love and strength, who passed this on to him. So the burning bush is a very ancient and powerful symbol, not only of the love of God, but of Mary, the Mother of God. So that at my age, at this stage of my decline, I'm not moved very often, but I was moved deeply to pray before the burning bush. And then later tonight, those of you who are able to get up to the top, you'll be at Mount Sinai, where Moses received the Ten Commandments. As has been said, that's the basis of our Judeo-Christian way of life that has spread to many, many other parts of the world. It's very powerful in the Orthodox tradition and very powerful in the other Christian traditions. And those Ten Commandments are not negotiable. So we hear a lot today about conscience and the primacy of conscience and all that. Often that's just escapism. The Ten Commandments, morally speaking, are the basis of what we're about. Now this is a beautiful and wonderful spot because it has been respected by all the conquerors of this region and respected by all the great religious traditions. So that when the Islamic forces came through here and conquered in the time of Muhammad, the great Islamic prophet, I think it was in the second year, about 632, he gave a decree saying that because this place was so sacred, it must always be respected. And that you see beautiful gifts from European princes to this monastery, and you even see a man like Napoleon, who was born a Catholic and retained some sort of faith. He insisted that the neutrality of this place, that is such a sacred site, that be respected. Probably the oldest monastery in the world. Certainly monasticism started in the East, with as our guide said, with what do you call them? They go out by themselves, the hermits. Then the hermits came together a bit for protection, St. Anthony, and then later St. Benedict in the West, who was the founder of Western monasticism, who took over from the writings of the Eastern Fathers. And the East was, Alexandria, for example, was far and away the greatest theological centre in the world. Far and away. Over in our part of the world, we were hillbillies. In the Western world, there was nothing comparable to the great theological schools in Alexandria, and as I said the other day, in Antioch, and places also like Edessa. So this is a very, very sacred and holy place, and we are privileged to have been here, and also we've received a beautiful welcome, and we're very grateful for that. Good, thank you.